Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Sheets. We are your hosts, Chad and Jeanette, and today we are talking about 100% free.
We'll call them technology hacks. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that. 100% free technology hacks.
Take it to the next level.
Hey, Chad, what's going on?
What is going on? We have a guest today, but
We do. I was just going to say we have a special guest named Lewis.
yeah.
Would you like to introduce him? Hey, Lewis.
I do want to introduce Lewis. Before we get too far into that, because we've had Lewis on here for 15 minutes, telling him what we're going to be jumping into. But the reality is, Jeanette and we haven't chatted in a couple of weeks. We took a little bit of time off, and I really want to catch up with you. What have you been up to? What is good?
I changed my cancellation policy to be a deposit based, not a charge per cancellation based. I changed my membership. I will be increasing my rates again 2 years after the last increase in April. We've just been really focusing on the business and growing it for future things, because why stop where I am, right?
That's exciting. That's really exciting. I like the idea of the price change, and it feels like just yesterday we talked about that, but I know it's been a really long time since we talked about a price change.
We talk about it all the time because therapists think that they have to change their prices once every 5 to 10 years. And that's just not right now, currently in, what are we in, November of 2022? Like, that is not the thing. Like, therapists are still holding on to 65 or 70 minutes per 60-minute massage. And if you're in an area where that works, good for you. But I encourage and challenge every single licensed massage therapist that owns their business, regardless of how long you've owned it, to check your prices against your expenses to make sure that your budget is working for you. I know we don't pay for a lot of stuff. We don't really have a lot of supply costs on a month-to-month basis, aside from our lubricant, essential oils, anything else that we use daily that goes away. But all of those things have gone up by at least $25.
Yeah.
At least on my end. I know that I've had to look around for different pricing on simply fractionated coconut oil. So if you're listening to this, go ahead, check your income against your prices. Because I know a lot of you are probably still like, well, I got most of my clients back after COVID, but I didn't get all of them. I still need more. How do I get that? And that's what leads us to where we are today, because everybody is so much budget constricted and looking for those ways to even boost it, even if it's 5, 10%, boost it a little bit more so that we can fill those slots.
And when we talk about, raising your rates, it's one of the things that you have to earn, right? You have to put things in place to where you've earned the right to say, hey, listen, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, hey, you've been with me for 3 years. Here's what's going to change. And if you don't want people you want to keep them sticky, you don't want them to leave, you have to have done something more to deserve that. And we're going to talk a little bit about some things that we can do today, right? Free technology hacks that you can do right now. And the absolute expert on this is Lewis. I met Lewis not too long ago, maybe 2 years ago, right? It's been a couple years.
Yeah, I think it's been about 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell the people, I explained who you're going to be talking to. So the folks who are listening, tell the people what it is that you do, because you're going to be shocked. You're not in this industry at all, right?
I'm not. We have one client that we've built a website for and we did SEO for in the massage field here locally. But other than that, we work mostly with service-based businesses. And so we're working with, helping them to get the word out locally, get out into their local area. We're doing websites, SEO, logos, that sort of thing. But we had the pleasure of, kind of coming upon a niche here locally where we started a junk removal business. Once again, completely unrelated to the massage therapy niche, but it's given us the chance to test out a lot of stuff that I tell our clients to do. And I got down and I went into groups. I went and I really got into what can we do to get things going as fast as possible on the website, on Google, on Facebook, on, Instagram, and what can we do that doesn't cost a lot of money? There's a little bit of sweat equity into it. But there's a few things that I found that really worked well. We share that with all our clients now. And I'm excited to be able to share that with everyone who's listening here. So, if you want, I can just roll right into it. But lead the way too, because
I love that. And you use the word sweat equity, and it's not that I want to define it, but I think it's such an important thing to understand, right? Because people think that you can just get into something and either buy your way into success or do minimal work. And the reality is, you're in a labor intensive business, just like these massage therapists. So there is that connection there, right? Doing junk removal. But there is that effort. You have to put the effort in. There's some hustle, and the people that survive have that grit. So that sweat equity definitely pays off, but there is a bit of work that you have to do. But the things you're going to go over, that's going to help with it. It's going to allow that organic and allow the things to happen genuinely how they're supposed to, right? Because when we talk about SEO, there was a time where you could plug in some keywords and you just showed up, right? And those days are long gone. That's not the case when it comes to SEO anymore. So jump right into it. Let's hear what we got.
Yeah. And I like what you said, how you kind of took the sweat equity thing. So I'll add to that a little bit and then I'll dive right in. So one of my mentors says, you either have order takers or hunters in business. And if you're going to implement this stuff, you're going to have to start taking the perspective of a hunter, right? You're not going to be able to just sit back and have Chad pour in the leads. That's fantastic. But when you're starting, you can't necessarily hire Chad to help you. You're looking for something to get the wheels rolling so that he can come in and then, put gas on the fire. So you're going to have to go out and do some work, put some sweat equity into it. So I'll kind of start with one that we discovered on Facebook. I tried a lot of things. The things that stuck, I've carried forward. This is one of them. And it's a way to get a lot of people seeing your Facebook page, but building off of the local presence and the local brand equity of other businesses in the local area. So what it is, you've obviously got to have a Facebook page set up. I'd recommend posting, at least 2 or 3 times a week on your Facebook page. If you're just getting going, try and put some value out there every day. It's one of those things that doesn't take long to make a post. A lot of people avoid it. But once you've got that kind of rolling, what we did is we connected with local restaurants and local, food places. And I basically I collected a bunch of emails and just went on Google searching for restaurants. I also knew a few. And I sent emails out to them and said, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to run a giveaway. We're going to put an ad behind this. We're going to put some, I think we just boosted the ad because I wanted to make it as simple as possible for anybody who was following along in my footsteps. And I said, you guys comp a $50 or $100 gift card, and we'll put some ad money behind it and get your name out there, and we'll both benefit. So that's what I did. I probably got 10, 15 restaurants on board, and we just ran every week. We would do a giveaway, and it would be something I wanted to make it very easy for people to be able to sign up. So they just tagged some friends in the comments and liked the page. And every comment with, I think it was three people tagged, that became an entry into the giveaway. And then I'd do a live raffle. I'd basically have all the names in a little online, spin the wheel, pick a name sort of deal, and go for it. And our page grew tremendously, and we started getting jobs pouring in from it. And it was maybe $25 in ad spend just to boost it for, a few days.
So let me pause you right there. So you're saying that you networked with restaurants, and then you did a giveaway for that restaurant on your page?
Yeah, that's right. I tried
to get the followers. Okay.
Yeah. And the reason I didn't go with like a Yeti cooler or something like that, I was like, I wanted to appeal to everybody, right? Not just the people that needed junk removal, or not just the people in this case for the audience listening that need massage therapy right now. I wanted to build our following and really start a buzz. So I said, everybody loves food, no matter who you are, how old you are, what gender. Everyone loves food, right? And everyone can re-gift a food or a restaurant gift card. So that's why I picked restaurants. And they loved it. They were super excited about it. And everybody who got the gift card was excited about it as well.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to clarify that for the people that it was your Facebook page and you were doing giveaways for another business to attract people to follow your Facebook page.
Yeah, I basically said we're doing a giveaway in partnership with, one of them was like a custom muffin and cupcake shop. So we were doing a giveaway with Monkey Cakes, right? Everybody loves Monkey Cakes. He's a well-known, he's been on TV here locally. And I said, we're doing a, $50 gift card giveaway for Monkey Cakes. And everyone loved it. And we get like 300 comments on each post, and it'd only be up for like a week.
Nice. Okay, cool.
And I want to remind folks, this is a business that was started fresh, right? This is not something you've had for a decade. This is what, a 1 to 2 year old business, right?
Yeah, so this was in the first month I was doing this, of starting it.
Okay.
So May 2021.
So anybody who's posting stuff out there right now, okay, the folks know that I'm.
You and I are on the same page right now.
Folks know that I'm like brutally honest and like matter of fact. So Jeanette usually tries to warm it up a little bit. But folks who are out there who are posting stuff and you're not getting engagement, the chances are you're not posting the right stuff for your audience, right? So put in that sweat equity. Yes, there's some hustle going door to door with these restaurants, but if you're presenting value and explaining to them what's in it for them, they're going to say, yes, $50 gift card, I'll totally put one up because it's worth it to me to do that, right? Yeah. And then you throw a couple bucks behind it, get it boosted, and it's not about equaling that dollar amount. It's about getting the exposure and saying, I'm in your community. We're here for you when the time is right.
Yeah.
So how are you getting, like you say you get a $50 gift card and you're giving it away. Do you actually pay the business for that $50 gift card, or are they just donating it? Like, how is that?
I got them to donate it. So I said, like, are you willing to put up $50 gift card and we'll do the word, the work to spread the word. And Chad, to your point, I didn't go and visit any of them. I just emailed them all.
Even better.
Yeah. I was like, I don't have time. I don't want to go around and drive around. So I pulled a list, put all their emails in, and then sent like a 2 or 3 email follow-up. It was like, hey, did you see this? All right, cool. And then most of them had, that were going to jumped in by that point.
And the rule of numbers, folks, is 6 until you get a yes, and he got it in 2 or 3, right? The answer is no unless you ask. So put together your plan, understand what it is that you want from it, execute on that plan where there's value on both sides. And this is just did you come up with this, or was this something that you heard? Is this your own formula, or
it was something that I came up with? It was.
I love it.
It just came. I think it came to me in the shower.
That's where my best thoughts come.
All my best ideas come. It was like, hey, let's try this, and I was like, this could be really cool.
Okay.
And none of the people that I messaged knew me, so it's not like, oh, I know a bunch of restaurant owners. It was literally, I emailed them. They said, all right, cool, come in. It'll be on the counter waiting for you with your name on it. And I never talked to them on the phone or anything.
Okay, so cool. You basically number one, folks, if you're not listening, if you haven't really picked that up, number one way of 100% free is network with a local business, get them to donate a gift certificate or a gift card or a coupon, 25, 50% off, 100% off, whatever it is, get them to donate to your business, and then you do the advertising for them. And in that process, all you need, folks, is one person to be like, oh, hey, this person's giving giveaways. Maybe they'll do it again, and I'll follow them. Yep. Number one. Wow. Yep. Whoa. Okay. Game changer. Thank you. You can keep going.
Yeah, please continue, because I know we promised you a timeline, and we rant. We go out. That's why we used to have 40-minute long podcasts. So the conversation is yours. Control this.
Yeah. No, that's the strategy. I won't overcomplicate it. It's literally, I'll recap. When you're starting out, it could be your first day with your Facebook page. Start connecting with I like restaurants because, my thought process was everybody likes them. Start connecting with them, get some of them to put up gift cards, and then do some giveaways. And make it easy for people to enter the giveaway, so they're not like, oh, they'll never pick me if I have to do 10 hula hoop jumping jacks.
Right.
So that's the first strategy. And then I think, in the essence of time, I'll come with another one. So this applies to your website. So whether you have a fantastic website built by Chad, or you're just starting out with a GoDaddy website, you've got to start with something, right? One of the things that matters to Google, I'll kind of lay this out a little bit so you understand why this is important. One of the things that matters to Google is, do other websites link back to your website? It's a vote of confidence in Google's eyes. They look at it. Google's selfish. They want to serve people up the best results so that people stay on Google. And one of the ways that they look at, is it the best result, is if other websites are linking back to your website. So one of the ways you can get those links back to your website is literally go to all of your business owner friends and say, hey, can you link back to my website somewhere and say, you know, here's a local business that we recommend if you're looking for a massage therapist. That's my number one thing. You probably, if you're in business, you probably have other friends that have websites. Get them to link back, and then you do the same. Maybe you make a page on your website that says local businesses we support. Okay, so that's the number one. And then you get them to link back. Jeanette, I don't know if that's a question or just like a light bulb.
No, it's a laughing moment, because I have always wanted to do something like that. And I encourage other therapists that we coach who have hooked up with local businesses to be like, hey, like, is there a spot on your page where you can be like, here's a massage therapist, and I will do the same for you? Because I think that community and small business support is really important. There's a really big drive to support local and small businesses. So, I mean, why not put the page on your page,
yeah,
on your website, to link back to them in the effort of them doing the same thing for you? That's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got the idea kind of from realtors. A lot of realtors will do that. They've connected with businesses, and as a way to get them to reciprocate and send them referrals, they're like, what can I do to add value? So this is a way you can do it. Another way is, even for non-local businesses, you probably have suppliers. Maybe it's your essential oils. Maybe it's your fractionated coconut oil that you've spent a while trying to find, a cheaper version. Those people have websites. Now, how do you get a link back from them to your website? Well, you can do a few things. You can say, hey, Mr. Fractionated Coconut Oil Supplier, we love your product. Am I saying the fractionated thing right? Or am I just butchering it? Okay, cool. I just heard that term for the first time tonight. So, hey, Mr. Coconut Oil Supplier, we love your product. We would love to do like a video review or a really well thought out review. And we'd love for you to put it on your website. And then would you mind just linking back to, Jeanette at XYZ massage therapy, right? So it's a way to give them something, but then you get a link back from their website, which they've probably spent a lot of time and money to build up the authority on.
Okay, if you can't tell, I'm not mind blown, because these are all things that I've thought about before, but these are all the things that therapists are like, well, how do I go to Massage Warehouse, like this huge conglomerate company that's like, oh, this measly person in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania wants to do a review. And you just said it, you basically pitch the idea and be like, hey, I'll record it. I'll do all the work and give you the video.
Make you look better.
If you want to use it, that's fine. If you could just link back to me. And when you're a business owner, such as myself, where I not only have Inner Roots Wellness, but I also have MCA, and I also teach at the Pittsburgh School of Massage Therapy. Those are 3 businesses that get targeted with just one link.
Yeah.
Based on how I do my own web page, which is important.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So giving suppliers, giving people that you deal with a really nice review and saying, hey, can you link back to me? Another way, if you're, it takes a little bit more sweat equity, but write a blog post on how much you love their products and say, hey, can I submit this for you guys to put on your page, your website? It helps them. They're always looking for content if they've got an SEO strategy, and then get them to link back from the blog post to your website. Jeanette, if you're working at the school, make sure that they're linking back from their website to yours, whether it be on a bio or something, because education links are some of the highest authority links that Google sees.
So where thank you for that, by the way. Where my mind is going, big companies out in my area, like Whole Foods. I'm in an area where a lot of my clientele enjoy shopping at Whole Foods. Whole Foods also tends to sell essential oils and a lot of natural things. Not that I buy those. I don't particularly use that brand, but I could go to Whole Foods and be like, hey, listen, if you want your essential oils to sell a little bit more, would it be possible for me to do A, B, and C, submit them to you? You can use them however, if you just link it back to me.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the easy part. Yes, guys, I know that it's like, oh, okay, well, I have to set up my camera and I have to whatever. You don't use your phone. Like we all have either like an iPhone or a really good Samsung or Motorola. Like you don't have to go out and buy all this camera equipment to do so. It can either be a video, or if you're not a video person, you can do a blog post.
Yeah. Or
That's
just a really nicely worded email thing that you send over, like a really nicely worded review. They can pick out the parts they like and post it, right?
Nice. Thank you. Thank you for that, because I think you just you said something in the very beginning of this. You were like, I don't like to overcomplicate things. And a lot of us tend to overcomplicate things in the massage industry because we're like, well, I don't know anything about marketing, but I don't want to hire anybody. So what do I do?
Yeah.
And in any way, shape, or form, like you're going to have to pay for it in some sort of way, whether it's monetary value or whether it's trading or whether it's donations or whether it's sweat equity. And I think it's important to mention right now that we're in a time period where a lot of people went from driving in and out of work to remote and moving home. And even though we're not in positions to do that, I think that kind of aura has kind of settled on everybody. We're like, oh, I don't have to leave my house. I can just do everything from home. And that is not, like, we lost the purpose of sweat equity, which is important in our industry. We're not remote based. We need to physically touch people. So you can't just sit on your butt and type out a few words and then get 3,000 customers over the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
And you're not everybody's going to say yes, right? So don't send out 5 and be like, nobody took it and linked back. Send it out and then keep doing it. Keep doing it consistently. Maybe you make a master list of 50 that you just brainstorm one evening, and then you just work down through 1 or 2 a week, and then follow up with the ones that you've messaged. They're probably going to respond favorably to it. We've had that success. Definitely.
Well, and this is where, guys, if you've been listening to our podcast, this is where your CRM system comes in. This is where, and I'm not going to go into detail of it, but this is where either HubSpot or whatever, Monkey, what is it? My Monkey. Why can I not remember what MailChimp. There we go. That's where those types of things come in because, first of all, they're free up to a certain amount of people. So you don't have to pay anything for them. And you can easily manage the emails and stuff that you send out and the responses. And did they reply back? Did I reply back? And follow what Lewis is saying, which is, I just kind of sent them an email 2 or 3 days later, like, hey, did you see this? Hey, did you see this? And you're good to go. So you can't, you can use your regular email, but with a CRM system, if you're going to be reaching out to 10 or 15 businesses, it's going to be important for you to have a solid way of tracking that regardless of what it is. Yeah. So we've talked about the Facebook advertising with the networking with local businesses. We've talked about going to another business that you have a product that you use from them. What else, Lewis?
Yeah, I think I'll wrap it up with, in the spirit of keeping it, straightforward and keeping the complication out of it. Google business listings. If you don't have one, set them up. They're free to do. If you need help, reach out to Chad. He can help get you, pointed in the right direction. But once you have it set up, there's some things that you can do that really help it to show up, because once you have it there, it doesn't magically just show up. There's competition. There's people who have been working for a while to optimize it. I'm not going to get into the details of all the optimization you can do. I'm going to talk about probably the simplest 2 things that you can do to add content that tells Google what you do and where you do it. Because that's all Google cares about, especially with the local searches. It's how well do you tell it what you do and where you do it so that they can serve up the best results for someone who's searching. So the first one is reviews. Get reviews from every single client. Ask them for a review. If you're just starting out, I don't like getting fake reviews, but I do say if you're just starting out and you need to get a few reviews, reach out to friends, family, colleagues, and get them to leave a character review. Don't say, they're the best ever. I've been going to them for 5 years, because that's kind of silly, especially if you're advertising you just started. But a character review is still a meaningful review. Then you can reply to it. Reply to the reviews as soon as they come in. And when they come in, reply to them with what you did and where you did it. So even though all of your services are in the same location for most people, you can still say, "Hey, Sally, really appreciate you coming in for your acupuncture appointment, and trusting us for your acupuncture or massage needs in Philadelphia or Pittsburgh," right? So talk about what you did and talk about where you did it. Even though it's going to seem repetitive, you can switch up the wording a little bit, but talk about the service that you offered, especially if you offer multiple services, and talk about where you did it. And you can kind of weave it in that way.
Yeah, and that's important because Chad was the first one when we started this that even to me was like, yeah, every year, twice a year, 3 times a year, if need be, depending on your clientele and how many you have, send out your Google reviews, because one of the main ways that I have gotten clients is I literally Googled massage near me. You were one of the top 3 options. I looked at your reviews. They looked amazing. I saw that a couple of people left reviews multiple times over the years, and that's important. But as therapists, we feel bad for some reason asking people to review our services without bribing them, without being like, leave a review, get $5 off. Like, no, you can't. Like, you can't do that. But the other portion that I'm glad that you mentioned was respond to them as soon as you can and respond personally. Don't just say thank you, but list like, hey, I'm glad that you came in for your rooted tension release. I'm so glad that we were able to relieve your shoulder pain, whatever it is. Make it personable and being like, instead of being like, thank you for your review, or not responding at all.
Include those things that other people are going to be searching for.
Right.
And then that can, getting reviews is twofold. It helps Google understand what you do, and it becomes a sales tool.
Okay. So what else about Google? You mentioned that there were a couple things that you could do.
2 things. Yeah. The other one is questions and answers. So questions and answers are a powerful sales tool again, to help, people who are looking. They're going to be looking at your reviews. They're probably going to look through the questions and answers. Same as you do on Amazon, right? You're going to buy a product. You're going to be looking at, what went wrong? What did this, serve the people that bought it? But at the same time, on your Google business listing, it tells Google what you do and where you do it. So I typically get clients to look at, or we do this research, but you look at all the competitors in your area and you look at what questions they're answering. And you can even look in I go to big markets like LA and New York, and I would search massage therapist, and I would look at the top 10 listings and see what they have for questions and answers on them. And then I would get friends and family to ask, get people with local guide accounts, if you know people that have those, to ask, hey, do you provide rooted tension appointments in Pittsburgh? Right. So they're asking the what do you do and where you do it. It's kind of a leading question. And then you can say, yeah, we do acupuncture, we do shoulder therapy, we do, full body massage, and we can serve anyone, that's willing to travel to the Pittsburgh area. So you've twice added in that content around what you do and where you do it. And Google sees that, and it becomes a sales tool that, can be used down the road for future clients.
Nice. I'm so glad you explained that without going into, I call it mumbo jumbo, because I'm not technically equipped such as you and Chad are. I tend to glaze over as soon as Chad mentions SEO, but I just follow his orders, and they've never done me wrong. He said, get reviews. I got reviews. That was it. So I'm really glad that there are a couple of ways that you kind of put forth without it being complicated.
Yeah,
that's appreciated.
Otherwise, I know we're creatures of habit. If it's too complicated, it goes outside our lane, and we're not going to do it. But these are simple things that have really big impact.
Nice.
Simple things, and like we said at the beginning, 100% free tech things that you can do right now that are going to help you grow your business, right? Jeanette and I talk about our processes and our behaviors all the time, but these are things you can take an action on right now. So right now, I want to, applaud you. Thank you so much for jumping on with us, but also tell the people what's good, right? Obviously local here and, in Michigan and Pittsburgh, I try to help as many people as I can, but I can't help everybody. Briefly, give us a couple seconds here, but tell us what it is that you specialize in. And if somebody is resonating with you, right, how can they reach out to you? And if so, how can they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. I appreciate this opportunity that you guys have got a great setup and a really, really cool interactive show here. But yeah, we help anybody that's looking for a website. We can help just about any industry with a website. SEO, we're specifically targeting service businesses. So it could be anyone from trades to junk removal. Obviously, that's a big one for us. Masonry, tree service, etc. That's really where we're looking to focus. But anyone needing a logo, anyone needing a website, anyone needing SEO in those areas, all across North America, US, Canada. I'm based out of Canada, but most of our clients are in the States. Anybody needing that, get in touch. I can be reached on our website at bluecrocus.ca, like blue like the color, crocus like the flower, and then .ca because we're in Canada. Reach out and I'm always happy to jump on and have a conversation, and I enjoy the conversations where I get to share this sort of thing. So always, it's not a sales pitch over here. It's hey, if we're a good fit, we're gonna help you. If not, I'm gonna at least let you walk away with some value.
Nice.
Love it.
Nice.
Love it. Awesome. Jeanette, you wanna take us out? You got anything else?
Yeah. Okay. So next week, we're going to be starting something a little bit new for MCA. We've done MCA Q&A where you guys ask questions, we answer them. This is MCA Word in the Office. And what happens here is we are going to take posts that either we've posted up and you guys have answered, questions that I've perused and comments, and we're going to take a look at some of the top answers and we're going to comment on them. And we're going to let you guys know what our idea is and what our best suggestion is as far as how to run your business successfully. So without further ado, we will see you next week. Keep folding your sheets nice and
Crispy sheets.
and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Take it to the next level.